I-V-M.
Hey guys, welcome to another Monday and another episode of the Positively Unlimited podcast. I'm kind of excited for recording today's episode because it's inspired by one of my favorite songs. In the late 90s, there was this track called Everybody's Free to Wear Sunscreen by Baz Luhrmann. It is still date one of my favorite songs and one of the songs that brings me back on track on tough days, on low days, and on days when I'm just being silly or foolish. If you haven't heard it, go look for it. Everybody's Free to Wear Sunscreen by Baz Luhrmann. It's literally a song of life lessons. So this episode today is me spilling out some truth bombs and some gentle reminders. And yeah, well, it's inspired by that track. So the very first truth or reminder is health above all else. Do not choose ambition, money, status, or even love and relationships over your health. Health above all else. And oh yes, health is equal to physical, emotional, and mental. So if you need help, get help. It's okay to ask for help. Nobody can read your mind. Yes, that's the next one. Speak up and ask for what you need and want. Nobody can read your mind, nor is anybody supposed to read your mind. Everyone has their own drama to deal with. Everyone has things happening in their day. And yes, it would be nice if someone could just look at you and understand exactly what you were thinking and feeling. But my love, ain't nobody got time for that. Another thing, while you're at expressing yourself and telling people what you need and want, maybe you also want to start teaching them on how to treat you. And one of the ways of doing that is to treat yourself exactly how you'd like other people to treat you. Prioritizing yourself does not mean you have to ignore others. You have the capacity to take care of everybody in your life, including your own self. And here's something that a lot of people don't realize. There's a very fine line, and very often it's blurred, between practicing self-love and being selfish. You don't have to choose other people over you, just as you don't have to choose you over other people. You have the capacity to take care of everyone. Get some sleep, or rather, make sure you sleep well. If you don't get enough sleep, you are going to feel low the next day. If you are somebody who's been sleeping at 3 or 4 in the morning and then waking up at 9 and 10 and, well, going through a full day, and if you are someone who is then experiencing mood swings, feeling cranky, angry, feeling low, maybe even depressed, if this current scenario is hitting you harder, the simple solution may just lie in getting a good night's sleep. So rest up and rest well. Oh, and yes, while you're at it, eat well and drink water. Your body needs energy and it gets that through food, water, and sleep. So if you're not going to fill fuel in the tank, the car's not going to run. Money is the means to an end. It's not the end in itself. Even if you want to have a really large bank balance, it's still the means to an end. Having that bank balance will allow you to feel a certain way. Means to an end. So stop making it the be-all and end-all of your existence. Stop making money rule your life. Relationships are our biggest teachers. And that is why they aren't always going to be good, and they aren't always going to be with nice people or kind people. You'll meet all kinds of them. You'll invite and allow all kinds of people to come into your life, and that is how it's supposed to be. Heartbreaks are inevitable, and very often they are good for you too. They tend to show you so much about yourself, and they teach you how to rectify your own behavior, your own thinking and feeling patterns. So don't be afraid of loving hard. Don't be afraid of getting hurt. And don't be afraid of having your heart broken. It's okay. Gratitude is more than just about giving thanks. And being thankful does not mean that you can't acknowledge the stress. Don't count your blessings and deny your troubles. That's not what a gratitude practice is supposed to be about. Oh, and also, stop trying to be perfect. You'll only end up looking for more faults. Think about it. How do you know when something is perfect? When you cannot find a single fault. So what are you looking for? Are you chasing perfection or are you just looking for faults? And there's a last one I have for you today. Life is transient. Don't know what that word means? Go Google it. Everything is temporary because it's constantly evolving. So stop chasing permanence and forever. It's the only thing that's definitely not meant to be. And on that note, I'm going to head out of here and hope that these reminders allow you to have a more aligned, peaceful, calm, joyful week. For those of you who listen to this and say, but how can I do that? There are a bunch of episodes that I have recorded that help you address and put into practice a lot of these reminders. There is an episode on money mindset. There is an episode on selfish versus selfless. Then there is an episode on responding appropriately. There are a bunch of episodes that can help you speak up and ask for what you want. There are a bunch of episodes that can help you stop chasing perfection as well. All these episodes are available on the IVM app and website. So go look it up now. If you want to connect with us, you can get in touch with us on Twitter and Instagram. Our handle is IVM Podcasts. And if you want to talk to me, Positivity Angel, you can DM me on my Instagram. My handle is exactly that, Positivity Angel. And on that note, I will catch you next Monday.
I hope you enjoyed that show. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money. So, a great week of shows behind us, and I hope that you've been catching up on as much of it as you can. We had Abhishek Bachchan on Football Shitball. Yeah, let me say that again. Abhishek Bachchan was on Football Shitball. Did I mention Abhishek Bachchan was on Football Shitball? That was a fun episode. You should definitely check that out. Really, really deep conversation about cricket and things like that. We had Vikram Kochar on Cyrus Says, talking about the platforms and stuff like what's going on over there. On the note, Maruk had spoken to Sanjay Jha, which was again a really, really interesting conversation. On Edges and Sledges, the guys are having an interesting conversation about, well, you know, what are favorite formats of cricket and things like that. So it's just really been a really, really awesome week on the network, and please do check things out. And with that, hope to see you next week.
Look! Up in the internet! It's a meme! No! It's a cat video! No! It's the Geek Fruit Podcast!
That's right, we interrupt this riveting broadcast to tell you about our show, The Geek Fruit Podcast, where Tejas, Dinkar and I, Jishnu, talk about everything in pop culture, including DC, Marvel, Star Wars, Netflix, and everything in between.
You know how your friends hate it when you ramble about some nerdy crap and you just want somebody to listen to you? Well, sorry, there's nothing we can do about that, but come listen to us ramble and it'll almost be like the real thing. Kind of.
Listen to new episodes of the Geek Fruit Podcast every Monday and the Geek Fruit Bulletin every Thursday on iTunes, Google Podcasts, the IVM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Happy listening, you nerds.